real street nigga. I'm a real, yeah. I don't think they ready. What? I'm a real street nigga. I don't think they ready. What? I'm a real street nigga. What? I'm a real street nigga. So I grab my line up off the dresser, roll up a backwood on some straight pressure, with the big booty dime piece screaming out, nobody does it better, better. See, who boy from the streets, just thought I'd let you know I'm a bounty hunter, nigga, that's for sure. Smoking weed, but I got my mind up on my low, with a whole bunch of freaks trying to take a nigga's soul. You already know how that goes. I'm trying to get you right, so tell me what you like. I beat it up tonight, got my hands on the mic, and a nigga will fight. I'm a real street nigga, real street nigga. I'm a real street nigga, real street nigga. I'm a real street nigga. And got a lot from Murder Val to SA, nigga don't play. Big up to J-A-M-A-I-C to the motherfucking real street nigga.
Yo, Wagwan, you know the nation that run that station, man. It's that Rude Boy, man. My bad, I've been MIA. I've been working on some shit with the team behind the scenes. Shout out to Rude Boy Nation. Shout out to Smoking Ball, Sleepy Bad Ways and Bad Ways Society. Shout out to man, everybody, man, baddies. Shout out to fucking Team Nicely. Shout out to the fan, man. Shout out to my supporters. We do have a shout out to Smoking Ball. We do have a show coming up this Sunday, so make sure you check in and tap in with us for the show. And I have some news for you. We are officially sponsored at Smoking Ball and at Rude Boy Nation with Outlaw Farmers. Premium grow indoor flowers, okay? Wagwan, guys. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Jamaican OG Rude Boy.
Yes, sir. It's TJ in the house. Happy Monday, y'all.
Yep, and we here to bring you some more motherfucking news and updates with the NBA. Keon,
yes, sir.
We already spoke to Keon. He'll be here shortly. We already know Diggs is a live wire and very unpredictable. We don't know whether we're gonna get Diggs or not, but that's A-OK.
Oh man.
So I don't have no notes. I wasn't prepared, but I did wanted to do a show today. But if you can, what are the games going on right now, and what are the scores of these games?
Right now, the Lakers, that was the first game, I believe, of the night. They lost by 3 to the Detroit Pistons. I believe the score was, let me see. It was 113 Pistons, 110 Lakers. The Thunder blew out the 76ers by, 20 points. 123 to 103. The Pacers beat the Magic by 2, 128 by 126.
I don't think I have a good record.
Yeah, I don't think so either, because I think we both picked the Magic. I think almost all of us picked the Magic. I think Diggs was the only one that picked the Pacers, I think, right. Low key.
Yeah, we were all looking at him crazy too. Yeah,
shit, but look at us, man. Shoot, right. But it was a close game. It was a close game because it was going anyway. Spurs blew out the Heat, 136-111. And damn, the Hawks blew out the Grizzlies by almost 40 points, 146-107. Okay. Wow. The Rockets and the Bulls are still playing. Raptors and the Jazz are in the second quarter. The Bulls are leading, and the Raptors are leading. And the final 3 games, Golden State at Dallas. First quarter is over. Warriors 34, Mavericks 31. And then we got the Nets at Trailblazers and the Bucks at Clippers.
So we poor pimping over here. We don't have no cable. So I can't watch until we see the highlights. You can laugh, it's okay. We from the hood.
Dude, have you seen these prices, man? I don't blame you for.
So now my
this shit's expensive.
Were you able to see any of the game? Did you get to? I heard LeBron did not have a good game.
Yeah. So when I was at work, I was able to catch up a little bit of that Lakers game. It was a slogfest at first. Detroit was kind of giving it to them, but then the Lakers fought back in the fourth and really the refs kind of had their way with the Lakers, but it is what it is. It was they was in Detroit. They're on the road. What can you do? Right. They won 9 straight. You can afford a loss this late in the season.
We were talking about off the set. I really think that they don't really need this game.
No.
I don't think this game they really should be. I think to keep them fresh and to keep them healthy. This would be a good time to do the quad Leonard load management.
Yeah.
Keep those guys fresh for the playoffs, so that way they're not.
Especially LeBron.
Right.
I definitely think like if you weren't gonna rest anybody, if you were gonna rest like out of maybe 1 out of the 3 guys, you definitely rest LeBron. I mean, Luka and AR young, but
I believe.
Yeah, it's Detroit too. Like they're a very pretty handsy team, like physical team. So, like you said, I mean they're the 3rd seed. They clawed their way back from the play-in to the top 3. So, hey, it's 1 loss out of 9 straight wins. Right. Take it on the chin. You just move on to the next game. What was the next game? The 76. I mean. Hell, they're missing everybody. So, I mean, there's really not much you can say about that. And it's the Thunder. So, neither here nor there. The Hawks, though, that, man.
So, Hawks, who the hell does the Hawks have to be beating anybody by 40?
That dude, Nickeil Alexander-Walker might be most improved player this season. He's been really good this year. I mean, it's almost kind of a shame that Minnesota couldn't have kept him, but I mean, they got Dyson Daniels. They got a lot of good young guys. Like, that's what Q was talking about. What was the last show? Even if they don't do any, make any noise this year, come next season, like they're gonna be a dangerous team to look out for in the East.
Right. So now, let's get into some Golden State talk. Now, being a Golden State, no, it's not. I mean, it's not like they're bad every year. They're a very recognized franchise. They're a good franchise. But I'm saying, as a Golden State Warriors fan, do you see the dynasty now officially over? Do you think it's at its end, or do you think there's still hope for the Stephen Curry, Green dynasty? Is there still hope?
It's tough because as long as you have Steph and he plays at the level he's been playing at prior to him getting hurt, you always have a chance. Right. I would say this. The dynasty never officially ends until all the original pieces from the dynasty are gone. Curry's still there. Draymond's still there. Even if for whatever reason they got rid of Draymond, you still have Curry and you still got Jimmy Butler on the books. And this is the NBA, man. Like look at the Lakers before they got Luka. You know what I mean? Like anything can happen. You can get a player like that, and that automatically can flip the whole narrative.
So you're saying basically like they should go rebuild next year and get rid of all the pieces, but Curry, and build around Curry again for like the next 2 years.
Yeah, it's tough now because if they keep losing at the rate that they're losing at, they could get into the draft and potentially get a top 10 pick. Now, to me, if I were the GM, I would, I'm not trading that 2026 pick unless you getting, let's just say you getting a Shea, type player. But if it's a player like that, that's in their prime, that's damn good, MVP level, then I'm not trading it. I'm getting into that draft, seeing what you can get and see what you can do next summer, because they can't really make any moves unless they're willing to trade like some of their big pieces outside of outside of Steph.
Now my next question is, I mean, we know the level that Stephen Curry can play at and does play at every single time that he plays, and there's not a question on this earth that says that I will question his ability, what he's able to do, and his drive and his passion for the game. But my question to you is, he's getting older now. Injuries are starting to catch up. Yeah. Do you think we still get the same Steph Curry? Do you think we get a more... do you think he's declining? Do you think he's still going to be the same level of competition that he was? Or do you think he's going to be adjusting his game somewhat differently, accordingly? And I'm talking about, it doesn't have to be this year, like next year.
Yeah. It's really tough. I would say obviously he's declining to to an extent, like he's still damn good, but
Right, of course.
that knee injury he's had, like it's kind of made you go back down to earth and realize, like, man, he just turned 38. The knee, that's a nagging thing, and you don't really have any help around you. Like, you don't have, like saying the way, you don't have like a Darren Fox, you don't have an AR, you don't have a Luka, you don't have anybody that is good enough to be the number one.
Take the blame,
on every night. You know what I mean? Like back then, like you could argue, like when Kevin Durant was a Warrior, like it
Even
feels
before,
like that situation should have happened now. You know what I mean? Like Curry was in his prime back then.
I'll say even before Kevin Durant was a Warrior, there was no way to stop. Back in those days, there was no way to stop. We have never seen nothing like Steph Curry.
2016 Steph, man, still one of the greatest runs I've ever seen in my life. And
so that's why I'll say a mediocre Curry is still better than a lot of team or players in the NBA anyway. So it's not like it's going to be a deep dive off the cliff. I'm just concerned about what kind of player we're going to get when he comes back. But trust me, there's an utmost respect for Stephen Curry and what he's done with the Golden State Warriors. Man. And I actually was a big fan of that run that they did before KD got there, and even when KD got there. I didn't like how Draymond treated KD when he was there.
Oh, boy. Why
he left.
That's a whole nother conversation. Draymondo.
Yeah, that man is
dude. Jeez, man. I mean, like me and Key were talking about this before. Like, if you switched out, like if Draymond never punched Jordan Poole and there was harmony, I still don't think they potentially win because I think Denver just had it that year. But if that never happened, maybe if you traded Draymond and got rid of Clay and all the guys that they said they could have had,
Clay, he should have stayed. I don't think they would have won the other one if Clay wasn't there.
No,
Clay made
you're not winning when Clay don't come back.
Big plays for them.
It's almost kind of weird. Like that was their most complete team since the KD years. I mean, they had 4 guys that could average 20 plus on any given night. They had a good bench. They had guys who knew their role. They had guys who all bought in and competed every night. And it's just now you mess up when there's a fine thin line between merging the young with the old. It worked with the Spurs. That was probably their only instance in a modern NBA of winning a chip with mostly all your best, all your older players who, in the dynastic state, those guys had a reduced role when they won that last chip in San Antonio. Right. Because you had Kawhi Leonard. He was the next up and coming. They tried to do what the Spurs did, but then realize that if you're gonna go that route, you gotta go all in. You can't dip your feet into both sides, man. Like it's hard, man. Yeah. Like the league will catch up. The league will eventually catch up to you. So you gotta be reactive, and you also gotta. You're obviously you ain't Professor X. You can't tell the future, but you gotta have some kind of sense of like, okay, these guys ain't gonna stay great forever. I gotta have some kind of plan B. I gotta look to think. I got to find the next Steph. Theoretically, I got to find the next franchise player.
Next superstar, all-star.
Yeah, so they're playing behind the 8 ball. So we'll see what happens next year. But
my question would be, okay, so what? Okay, I think with a healthy, I'm gonna backdoor this to get into the next topic. I think with a healthy Curry and Butler, you never know who you can bring in as far as talent-wise. So I think OKC will be back in contention next year. But other than OKC and because you can't, he's like LeBron. They're gonna win regardless. So with that being said, Golden State, who do you think next year is going to be a threat this year? I mean, who do you think is going to be a threat this year that nobody's talking about? Who's going to be a threat next year that nobody's talking about this year?
In either conference, or just in general?
Yeah, in general.
Shit, we talk like hell. This is Key's team. Too bad he ain't here right now. But the Hornets, I think they really got something there. Like once they found out that LaMelo had to take a back seat, not such a back seat, but just a lesser role, and started actually playing like actual organized basketball, they look like a pretty decent team. Like they got the firepower. Con Knippel is a hell of a shooter. And another team, low key, maybe Dallas. I mean, I was high on them before the year started just because
pieces, they just can't stay healthy.
they had the guys, and they still have really good talent. And you got Cooper Flag.
Yeah,
I don't know what to do with Kyrie.
Paper, if you look into that team, AD, Kyrie, Cooper Flag.
You had Clay. Yeah.
So they do. Clay. So they
you have Clay.
Squad.
Yeah. They got Max Christie, Najee Marshall. They still got Gafford. Like, they have really good players. It's just one of those things, like, you know, they did the same thing the Warriors did, but it wasn't even so much like, it was just the injuries. Like, you know, Anthony Davis and then Kyrie was still, you know, dealing with his torn ACL. So, I mean, it is what it is. That's the NBA. You got to deal with it. I mean, maybe the Trailblazers too. Like, you don't get me wrong, they got Dame coming back. Like, they got Dame coming back, and then the 9th seed right now. You know what I mean? So it's anything can happen.
I'll agree with the Hornets. I could see the Hornets becoming really good, and I agree with you. I agree with you on both teams, because if Dallas could stay healthy, they can actually really make some noise.
Yeah,
that's the only question.
And they're just
stay healthy. So, with that being said, how much time we got? I don't want it to be a long segment. Good, we still got like another 5 minutes. So, with that being said,
right?
Who do you think is going to be the best rookie coming into the NBA draft? Because the season is close to an end. Do you have any rule? Because I'm not really big with the college basketball.
Yeah,
you might be. So I want to ask you: who do you see that's a hot commodity right now? If there isn't, if you don't know, it's cool. I don't know if you do, but if you do, well, it's a hot college. Give me like 5 players you think is going to be fire in the NBA coming out of college.
Oh man, I think for you know, and for the viewers too who may not be know, this is probably one of the best drafts we're gonna have in a long time. Like, let's just the top 3. You got Darren Peterson. You got AJ, and I might butcher his last name, AJ Debonsa. Forgive me if I butchered his name.
I do it all the time.
And Cameron Boozer.
Okay, bro.
Top 3 right now in the draft. Like it's a really good. You got small forwards, you got power forwards, you got point guards. Like, there's a lot of good guys coming in this draft. Caleb Wilson, Kingston Flemings. Like, there's a lot of guys. So
what are their positions?
So so Kingston is a point guard. Caleb is a power forward. They have him slash as power forward / center, along with Cameron Boozer. And AJ is a small forward position, and Darren is that point guard, shooting guard. But these guys are, I mean, every year we're looking at the draft, and these guys, they know how to play, man. I mean, they're coming in the league, and look at Con Knippel and Cooper Flag, man. These guys are getting younger by the minute in the skill level.
Is a good player, and then I like how the Lakers been drafting too recently.
Yeah,
some of their
they got some heat.
They've been doing really good with drafting.
And to sum it up for y'all, if you're a team that has maybe a top 5 pick or top 10 pick, I don't think there's a way you can screw it up. Like, there's at least a surefire guy at every pick. Now, if you end up screwing up, then hey, it is what it is. But at least out of that top 3,
you're saying.
Yeah, you gotta have a feel for the game.
Since I'm in San Antonio, so I know we're gonna have a big San Antonio audience.
Shout out.
What do you think of Wemby and the Spurs right now? Or do you think they could really be a threat in the finals to beat the Lakers? Not only a threat to beat the Lakers, but to win it all as well in the NBA.
I think so. I think, like, just from watching them the last couple years, and or at least Wemby, like, watching them, like, he really took his competitiveness and taking care of his body, and also trying to get better to a new level. I mean, He was hanging out with Kevin Garnett, hanging out with Monks over the offseason. Like, he was taking every step to try to get better. And he's competitive, man. Like, he's one of these guys who's been playing basketball since he was a youth, professionally. So he has that edge. And that Spurs team, like, they have a culture and they have a togetherness sense that's what matters in the NBA. You got to like each other, man. Or as Draymond said once, you got to love each other. If you don't love each other and want to win as a whole collective, you're not getting anywhere. It doesn't matter how talented you are. Look at the Phoenix Suns. They had 3 guys, Beal, KD, and Book, and they couldn't get it done. Yeah. You got to like each other, man. Chemistry
that's
matters
twice,
most.
Especially with KD, because they couldn't get it done over there in Brooklyn either.
Yeah, in Brooklyn. Yep.
So
in Brooklyn, I'll give them slack over Brooklyn just because that was just bad circumstances. But no, to your point, like, yeah, you're right. You had two super teams, 3 guys, and superstar caliber players, and it didn't work.
If the chemistry ain't right, the coaching ain't right, the team ain't together. So that's
doesn't matter how skilled you are.
And that's exactly.
Look at the Heat. Yeah. Have they had the best players over the last maybe 5 years to a decade? But they've always been in that mix, either in the NBA or the playoffs to the finals. Like, you just gotta have to have chemistry. It doesn't matter the individual talent level. You know what I mean? Like,
now the chemistry means a lot when it comes to talent. You can have all the talent in the world if you don't have any chemistry. Now, the next question would be, what team is a sleeper team for you that has potential? Now, hear me carefully. Let me give an example, like the Knicks, for say. That's nobody's looking at, not even this year, but years to come, that could be really good contenders in the NBA and probably win a few chips. I mean, we know OKC's a young, hot team that just won last year.
Yeah. Oh, man. It kind of feels like the Pistons. I mean, I feel like they're a number 1 seed that nobody really, I don't want to say that nobody believes in, but we've all kind of assumed that it's OKC's league. They had the best team, they have the best player, and I feel like the narrative around them, even I've said this myself, it feels like they need another year. They need maybe a little bit more talent. But I definitely think, if they can surround Cade, and if Cade gets even better, I do feel like they have the potential, especially in the East, to not only be the best team for years to come in that conference, but I could see them winning a chip or two. All bets are off in the NBA. We may never see, another dynasty kind of team again. So
right, because there's so much talent
I'll never
now.
count nobody out. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many good teams, from the top to the bottom. Even the bottom teams is still competing every night to win.
Mm-hmm. So, and look at OKC, and think about it like this, that salary cap. Nobody, we haven't really talked about the salary cap. That is what has been hindering these dynastic teams. OKC just paid 3 of their best players over $200+ million. They're going to have to clean the farm out in the next couple of years, especially if they don't win.
Take a pay cut if they want to stay. A Thunder.
Exactly. It's hard to keep these kind of teams together now. It's just it is what it is.
Wants the money.
Yeah.
Once the money starts coming into play, once you get that chip, everybody gets. Once they see what they could be, what they're really worth, they gonna try to take that bigger offer. Which, I mean, you can't. Really, can you blame them? I mean,
yeah. And look at the Knicks too.
That's why you're in business, or that's what you're.
Jalen Brunson took a pay cut. OG Anunoby makes more than he does, and we all know who's the best player on that team. Yeah. He's gonna want his money. Coming this summer, and what you gonna do? That it's just the reality, man. You can't really spend how you used to be able to a decade or so ago. So it is what it is.
So, final thoughts. We're gonna end the show. I don't want it to be too long. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Key was supposed to send me back. He's probably not feeling well. That's okay. We all have our days.
Yeah.
But
yes, sir.
What is your final thoughts?
Oh man, we're almost in April. I'm excited, man. like we talk about dynasties. The best part about the NBA in the last few years that everybody's wrong, and it's the best thing ever. You know, we all can be surprised, and we're all the better for it. I love sports. I love the idea of, you know, something new, a new team up and coming, being in the playoffs. So I love it. I love the competitiveness. This is going to be a good year.
Right. Okay. Well, I agree with you. And I should say, congratulations to my nephew that committed
Yes, sir.
to a Radford Academy, which is a soccer school. So
Yes,
he's
sir.
officially going to, and he's pretty damn good. So y'all make sure y'all check him out. I might add him in
Hell
the
yeah.
beginning of the edited version of the video with his ID
Yes.
and everything. So make sure y'all support him. Congratulations to him.
Congrats.
Shout out to you. First place for the season. In case y'all don't know, he is number 1 in the NBA. So shout out to him. I'm creeping up on him. I'm hoping by the end of the season we're either tied or I'm leading by like 2 or 3 points.
Man,
but regardless,
you great.
came in on fire, and I give you all the credit in the world. Shout
Appreciate
out to
y'all,
Diggs,
man.
shout out to Key. Shout out to the supporters and all the followers that support this podcast. We really do appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir.
Also, I just wanted to put this out there. I am going to see my doctor to see about my surgeon. I'm gonna see my surgeon to see about these X-rays. So hopefully we hear some good news and there's no
prayers out.
Yeah, nothing going on as far as my kidneys is concerned. But I just wanted to let you guys know what's going on. I feel great, but.
Yeah.
The only problem I'd be having is stomach nausea and the eating, but that's okay. I would rather have that than more surgery.
Yeah, something more serious. Right. Yeah.
So, but with that being said, man, I appreciate everybody, man. I want this to continue. If anything was to ever, I want to say this live. If anything was to ever happen to me, I would like the show to continue, and I want you guys to keep this shit going. All right.
Yes, sir.
It doesn't matter who started it; it matters who finishes it. All right.
Yes, sir.
With that
being said, prayers out.
Rude Boy Nation, you already know the motherfuckers that run the station, man. I appreciate you for coming on. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Sir. Get you some rest. I'll see you soon.
Peace. Yes, sir. God bless y'all.
You too.